Tonight, we are delivering our memo to the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Ezekiel Mashogu, his ministry and the country's top executive leadership at large, right to the President, William Ruto. A young girl from a low-income family travelled hundreds of kilometres across counties to school, and on the morning of opening day, she's told she has to go back home because the government, in the wee hours of the night, changed the school's opening date. It is possible that the family cannot afford the transport fare for her return home and then back to school in a week. She is stranded and vulnerable. Her parents are stressed, gripped by anxiety and uncertainty. The minister cited the adverse effects of the rains as the reason for the decision. But what happened at midnight, Sunday into Monday, that necessitated the Education CS issuing a press release suspending the reopening of schools at 1 a.m.? Which parents wake up checking social media for a government announcement at that time? Wouldn't sending an SMS be more effective at a reasonable time and in advance to avoid great inconvenience? CS Mashogu sought to defend his Monday announcement by saying that he received information on the situation on the roads and schools from data collated on Saturday and Sunday. He has also insisted that the inconvenience is better than the tragedy his decision has averted. Well, the country has been ravaged by the extreme weather for weeks, and the Meteorological Department has issued warnings for months. There have been questions and concerns over whether schools should be reopened as scheduled or hold off until there is less risk. The Deputy President even asked the Principal Secretary in charge of basic education, Belio Kipsang, about this just days ago, and the PS said that the affected schools in the capital would be handled on a case-by-case basis. On this advice, amid some Kenyans' concerns, the DP declared that schools reopening would continue as planned. But the government generated breaking news at 1 a.m., just hours before schools were to reopen. Well, many Kenyans have termed the confusion generated by the Mashogu pronouncement as incompetence, pointing to a government whose top leadership is disconnected from the realities of the common man and wanting in its communication. Amid all the uproar, one thing is clear. The decision makers in government must stop treating the Meteorological Department as a cosmetic agency, one whose existence appears to be just about checking a box according to the law, as opposed to being a guiding light in everyday life and averting tragedy. From a presidential denial of El Nino to a 1 a.m. change of plan on D-Day. This multitude of young Kenyans and some of their teachers have to get back on the very roads that are being avoided and go home and wait for next week, assuming no extension of schools closure will be released on the wee hours of Monday. Intention is good, but implementation has great bearing on the success of the intention. It shouldn't be that the hustler government is hustling the already economically and environmentally hassled hustlers. That is the memo.